All right, join with me is Reminix, and we're talking about this somewhat. I don't like this. Do you like this? I don't like this event. This event is terrible. What we're talking about is the Kang Hunt event. Very
Convoluted,
non-player friendly. It feels like it's designed that it's specifically targeting free-to-play players that have hoarded their cores. But a couple things. This is kind of a mess right here. This quantum part right here, you can only do it once. And I know you spent cores. I've got a Twitch clip of you spending cores on it. And basically you refreshed it and you got screwed out of the cores, right? And then
it was a test. I do things you don't have to still. I still do it.
Yeah. And the way the event is set up is that not only do you have to have Kang unlocked, this is not really even an event or a part that refreshes normally. This is basically just says, if you have a 3-star Kang Titanium Absorbman, you get this. 4-star people get this. 5-star people get that. Blah, 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 blah. Most people, I think the big problem with this event is most people don't have any of this stuff unlocked, especially if you're free to play, because the free to play unlock event doesn't start for 6 days from now, and this is where it's really terrible.
23rd, yep.
The 23rd, right? And the event runs for 11 days, or so it's 12 days long. And then I think this is the worst part: is this middle part right here, the Kangarang. You have to have Kang unlocked to go through this, and this kind of feels a little bit like I don't know. There's a special event energy, and like for me, like I'm pretty sprung on this node 6 right here, node 1-6, and I'm going to be doing this every day. But unless you have Kang unlocked, you're basically completely excluded from this event. And I feel like the last week's blog post was a little bit, and I know I haven't let you talk yet, but I feel like last week's blog post was a little bit deceptive. It's like once you've recruited Kang the Conqueror, either through for all the time orbs, right? Which means if you're free to play, the only way you could have done that is if you had, let's say, 7,500 plus or somewhere around there. I mean, a core is just lying around. You saved it up for months. Offers, spend money. And then this is the part that kind of annoying. Is this or the upcoming He Who Remains milestone event, which doesn't happen till next week. So what's your take on all of this?
Yeah. So here's the problem is it doesn't, we still don't know what the He Who Remains milestone event is going to yield. It's a mystery. And so the question is, will you even be able to unlock it easily? Will the average player unlock? That's a mystery. And so what happens is this is literally the FOMO that entices people to make a decision about whether or not they spend, whether or not they go completely free to play or even play the game.
Right.
There are some people that are looking at this and going, I don't know if I can do this anymore. This character is a legendary character, and it's now concealed by.
He's not a legendary character, but he feels like he's
required for legendary character.
Yes, he's required. So the Master's Evil is going to be required for a legendary character. They are giving us zero information on what the star requirements are, and then also this event right here, Driving Force. This wasn't in last week's blog post. This just magically showed up, and they gave us like a day or two notice. And this is basically, so they're double rewarding people right here for spending power cores. And, if you do spend the power cores on Kang orbs, you're going to get a lot of interesting rewards. I mean, you're kind of double dipping a little bit, right? You're able to do the Driving Force. You're able to do the Kang event. But my problem with this is that it's very clear that they're trying to incite FOMO. They're definitely trying to squeeze not only the free-to-play player base, but the light spenders. And they're not even being sneaky about it. They're trying.
Maybe that's what they're trying to go for is they're not being sneaky about it. It's transparent. We can see through it, and then we make the decision based on that. So my problem comes down to the fact that the milestone event, and I'm concerned looking at the milestone event chart. There's no cores in there. You only get 20 shards from that. So people that are like, I'm going to double down on spending cores. There's only 20 shards for Kang in the event total.
Wow.
It's all coming from the Bliss orbs.
Yeah, and people are going to have to blitz like crazy. So this is going to be like an Agatha Echo style event, right? And he's important. Like he's probably Spider Weaver Kestrel level important, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, he's up there. He's this really plug and play offensive character that is basically, he's already making changes in my arena offense.
Yeah, I'm using him. I've used him on every attack, and I don't even have him past level 75. And the other thing too is like one of the big questions that we were all asking is like, what is the Apocalypse mirror match going to look like? Well, now it's very obvious. You just use Kang, right? That you're going to be ahead because of Kang. Like, I feel like this is like a no-brainer character of top. I mean, it's still largely unknown, but just by reading the kit and knowing what I know about turn-based games, Kang looks top tier for sure.
And he feels top tier. He already feels top tier.
Yeah.
And I think so. It's a tough decision to make.
So,
right?
So my big question is like, what I don't like about this is that they're trying to screw us, but they're like refusing to buy dinner. Like they're just like being very like, I'm gonna screw you. Like it feels like they're not even trying to hide the fact of what they're doing. And for me, I feel like largely this would be a non-event if this King Hunt ran concurrent with the unlock event, and we knew the details of the unlock event. We knew the contents of the orbs, how much work was going to need to get him to 3 stars or whatever. And the other thing that's really terrible about this, even they raised the prices on the offers.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
it went up $10, inflation, right? So
wow.
So do you remember the Miles Morales event?
I remember Miles Morales was around the time that Red Stars came out, but that's all I remember about Miles Morales. Yeah,
they had a milestone event with that where based on the star level of unlock, you got at the time it was T4s.
Okay.
So if you had a 6 star or 7 star, this is reminiscent of that they reward the players, and they eventually moved away from it because they didn't convert, I think, enough players, and they moved away from it. In fact, Krakens were actually, I remember Krakens loved it because they got extra stuff for their base unlocks. So this isn't even for Krakens necessarily. This is rewarding the Krakens for doing what they already do.
Right, because the Krakens are going to be able to go into this quantum, and you can only do these once. And this is kind of like a first-time completion part right here. And basically, anybody that is willing to, I have a 4-star on the 3 characters right there, King the Conqueror, Sorboman, Titania, and you can see the rewards. But the rewards are pretty drastic as far as the blue ISO 4s and 5s, and they're basically rewarding the people. But I think the part that bothers me the most, I think a lot of people said, well, I would never get a 7-star, I never get a 4-star, but most people do unlock a character through the event, and what people are getting specifically excluded in that time frame is this middle part and being able to daily get this. It just doesn't feel, everything about this event feels bad to me.
And right there, that's it, right? Those focus cats right there. That's because of the fact that it's open during the initial unlock, which is the purchase phase, right?
Right, and I feel like there's like 4 different types of players in this game, and maybe I'm wrong. There's people, there's the mega Krakens, the people that are at the very top that have spent, let's say thousands of dollars a month, and there's like people like me that I do spend hundreds of dollars a month. I unlock. Every character comes out, and I'm definitely a whale, right? And I buy one offer to unlock every character. Then there's like these like free to play adjacent. I think a lot of people are this free to play adjacent. They'll throw Scopely a bone if there's a good deal, like a really good deal, right? A $10 for this, and this, and that's it. And then there's the true free to play players. I don't understand who they are going to convert in this process. I mean, are they just going after the free-to-play players that have cores saved up? I don't understand what their purpose is and why they're pissing everybody off. The whales already bought all this stuff and they're being rewarded, and they're pissing everybody else off.
Pissed. The Krakens love this.
Yeah, the Krakens are fine with this. Yeah,
this is free crap for the Krakens, right?
Right.
So we can say that they're going to reward it. It's a double-edged sword, right? So it's like they're giving the Kraken some free stuff for rewarding them for like justifying their FOMO, and then their backswing is to go after those people with the hoarded cores, because those hoarded cores, they haven't done anything in a long time to really make them spend cores.
Yeah,
they haven't. So they went for the gold orbs first. Now they're coming for the cores, and maybe they do something better with the economy, but I don't know. I think it's obvious. They told us that it was coming. It's obvious that they're going for it, and I think we just have to make decisions based on it. Does it feel great? No.
Yeah.
But it's something that may become the norm for character releases, and I don't like it personally. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
You know, and so I think the biggest problem I have is that, you know, people who aren't highly engaged or aren't interacting with the blog might do what I did. They spend the cores on the quantum, or they might, you know, they might be frustrated that they get a combat error, because they'll let you load in the characters, then they get the combat error and they think that the game's broken. Yeah. So it's got so many missed applications and communications because of the fact that they're going and they're going after us in this way. Period.
Yeah. Well, I like to hear what you guys think in the comment section about this system. Is this a non-event, or is this frustrating? To a certain degree, they did tell us a week ago in the blog post, and I know I talked about it, but I didn't really all set in the implications of what that was in the blog post. So love to hear your thoughts. Anything you want to say before we go, Rem?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask this. I've already asked if we can get the contents of the orb so we can eliminate some of this FOMO. Probably not something we'll hear back by Monday if we hear it all. But it's been obvious that, you know, you did ask if we were going to hear about, you know, what this is going to be the a legendary unlock requirement for a Scourge-like event or the old unlock, and they basically said, we're not going to tell you.
Yeah, we don't know. Or they're not going to tell us yet. Like they have a timetable when to release that information. I don't really know. But anyways, I think knowing how many, if there's going to be a star requirement on Master of Evil to unlock this legendary character, you know, what if it's who knows, right? I don't know. All right.
We don't know. That's the problem.
We don't know. All right. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now.